What's up, everybody? Charlie Marlow here. Had to jump back on and do another video because just crazy news. Shohei Ohtani to the Los Angeles Dodgers, 10-year deal for $700 million. You heard that right. You thought maybe the contract would start with a 5, maybe a 6. Then he has his second Tommy John. Okay, could he lose some money, people thought? Hell no. $700 million for Shohei Ohtani on a 10-year deal to stay in Southern California and just switch on over from the Los Angeles Angels to the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I guess, did he break the news himself on Instagram? I saw. I wasn't really following Twitter that much today. It seemed like he broke it himself, which is kind of funny, especially since the whole baseball world was trying to get ahead of themselves, including John Paul Morosi, who I like. But yesterday he said that Shohei Ohtani was en route to Toronto. It seemed like the Blue Jays were going to get him, like all day Friday. I think most people assumed he was going to be a Toronto Blue Jay. And then that report was false, and Bob Nightingale came out and said, hey, that's not true. He's still in Southern California. So who do you believe? And looks like this time it's Bobby Nightingale, because Ohtani is signing with the Dodgers. $700 million. Just a crazy contract. I didn't even look this up, but what's the biggest contract before that? Was it Trout? Was it Trout's extension? What did Judge just sign for it? Something 360. I know Mookie Betts is big. So you're talking basically double that. Also, according to all these reporters, Ohtani deferred the hell out of a bunch of his money. Like a lot. We don't know the exact number yet, but a lot. To help the Dodgers field a better team and for them to stay under the competitive balance tax. You wonder how much that is. Because think about it. Even if you paid him $20 million per year for 10 years, that's $200. Would he defer just an absurd amount of money, like $500, or maybe it's $400, whatever it is? We'll find out. Probably by the time I am done recording this video, we'll know the number. That's crazy. Some super Bobby Bonilla deal where he's getting paid till he's like 80 years old. Good for him. You know, the $700 million number, especially if a lot of it's deferred, it's not a crazy number. Well, it is. Don't get me wrong. It is a crazy number. But if you think about it from the standpoint of, could a great pitcher get $35 million a year? Yes, we've seen that with Garrett Cole. Obviously, those deals, the shorter deals for Verlander and Max Scherzer, I think the AAV of those were like 40, 43-ish, whatever it was. And obviously a position player can get that much money, 30, 35 million. Ohtani, who led the league in homers last year. So for one player to get 35 million as a player, for a pitcher to get 35 million, we know this guy does both. It's not insane. I mean, the number's insane when you say it. But the other thing is, look, 2 Tommy Johns. This dude has 2 Tommy Johns. He won't pitch at all in 2024. And so you're banking on a guy who, so what, he turns 30 next year. So the following year, when he pitches again, he'll be 31. I don't know. It's funny money. If you're deferring all of this, I don't want to say what does it matter, but if you get as a pitcher, if you get 5, I don't know, man. I guess if he comes back from Tommy John the second time, it's not crazy to think he could be good again for 7 years. I don't know. 2 Tommy Johns. You got to think he should be able to hit as a DH for the whole contract. I would think as a hitter, as a DH, he's 29. I think as a hitter, that's fine. He's going to be fine till age 39 as a hitter. How many years of pitching they get out of Shohei Ohtani, I think, is going to be what's interesting. I mean, even if they get 5 good years of pitching, like I said, if you're deferring all this money, I mean, if they're deferring a lot, which they said substantial, so I'm very interested to see what that number is. If it's a ton, heck, they could pay this dude till he's 80 years old. I think it's just super interesting. When he had his second Tommy John, a lot of reports was, oh, did he lose 50, 100. Did he lose $200 million? The exact opposite. That 500 number, not even close. Remember Trout said, no, the number's going to start with a 6. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought, hey, if you're getting close, you might as well make it 7, right? A nice, even, round $700 million for Shohei Ohtani. Crazy. It does make sense, though, for him to be an LA Dodger. I'm not going to be a hater on Toronto, but when I heard him going to Toronto, I was like, Toronto Blue Jays, huh? I guess the one good part of that, though, is I did think it'd be cool to be in the AL East. Just because, even if it's the Blue Jays, but you're having big-time matchups all the time with the Yankees, with the Red Sox. Orioles are going to be good, you'd think, for the next 5 years. Rays are always competitive. But more so, you just feel like Sunday Night Baseball, watching Ohtani against the Yankees, against the Red Sox. That'd be pretty cool. But L.A. makes a lot of sense. He stays there. The Dodgers have this global brand. I read that the Dodgers, though, on Instagram, I think, have something like 15, 16 million followers, and Ohtani has double that. So from a brand standpoint, you're bringing this international audience. But I feel like the Dodgers have always had guys like that. If you go back to, Fernando Valenzuela with Mexico, a little bit different, but Hideo Nomo. Who else? Was Chan-Ho Park there? I'm trying to think of Asian players the Dodgers have had. But this dude is the biggest of them all. Shohei Ohtani, 2-time MVP, just a unicorn. I mean, I think it's fair to say he's the greatest baseball player of all time, or the most talented baseball player of all time, whichever way you want to slice it. Babe Ruth never did the things that Shohei Ohtani does in the same season. Babe Ruth was a great pitcher first, then he kind of started to transition into being an outfielder, but he never had these amazing seasons as a pitcher and a hitter together, like Shohei Ohtani has done the last several years. So this is crazy, man. $700 million. What do you guys think? Comment, like, subscribe. I know this isn't a Cardinals video. I'm going to try to expand this channel anyway to be an all MLB channel in 2024. So we'll do more videos when big news breaks for all of baseball, and this is like the biggest news of all. $700 million. It did seem like Ohtani was being a bit of a Karen with his free agency and the secrecy and, you can't tell anybody. And then, Dave Roberts let the cat out of the bag and the Dodgers were mad at him. Do you think this cost the Dodgers a couple more bucks that Dave Roberts told everybody that Ohtani was meeting with them? Probably not. It was probably always going to be this deal. Maybe, the fact that people thought he was going to sign with the Blue Jays, does that leverage them up a little bit to get that $700 million? I don't know. I'm going to be fascinated to see how this whole thing went down. I want to read all the stories about Shohei Ohtani's free agency. Super fun to watch. Great for baseball. Great for the sport. Seems like a really cool dude, even though he's super secretive. Smiling out there, hitting freaking bombs. Amazing swing. I sure hope he comes back to be a really good pitcher again. If you're the Dodgers and he's not a good pitcher anymore, $700 million for just a DH, but what do I care? What do they care? They got the money. They're going to defer it. If you defer this money forever, look, the payrolls are going to be insane. They're going to probably be $500 million in the future. You're going to see baseball players probably getting $100 million per year, like 10, 15, 20 years from now. If Ohtani's getting an AAV of $70 million, right? It's only going to grow, you'd think. You're going to have crazy TV deals, crazy streaming deals, international streaming deals. It's going to be nuts. All right. I will shut up. Comment, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section of Shohei Ohtani. Is this crazy? Is he worth it? $700 million? Is this an awful deal? Is it a great deal? What do you think? Let me know. See you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend. Peace.